What's going on, guys? Nekuyami here, back again with another X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now today, I'm playing against my friend Vinnie. Now, he goes by Vincent, or a lot of our friends call him Vinnie, and he is a master breeder. I mean, this guy can just crank out, this guy can crank out a perfect Pokemon in like 2 hours at most. I mean, he is crazy good. Now, looking at our teams comparatively, I'm thinking, okay, that Mega Manectric is going to be a problem. I know it outspeeds my Gliscor, and it's going to carry HP Ice, so I've got to get rid of that Manectric first thing, and I'm also thinking that Xatu might be a problem with Magic Bounce. Now, a lot of people don't know, but Xatu actually does have Magic Bounce, so I got to be careful with that. I can't use Leech Seed or Toxic. Got to be careful. Until that Xatu is down, I can't use Leech Seed or Toxic. And then looking at the rest of the team, I'm thinking the only other problem I'm going to have is probably that Florges, because I do have a more, especially offensive team. But with that being said, let's just get into the battle and see how it goes. Alright, he is going to lead off with his Empoleon. I'm going to lead off with my Lucario, my Focus Sash Lucario. Just love that spread. Might run a Life Orb one day, but for now I'm going to keep the Focus Sash. I go straight for the close combat, fearing that he's going to put up the rocks. And I'm thinking, oh no, he's Focus Sash. Fortunately for me, he's not, and his Empoleon's down, never to be seen again for the rest of the battle. So I'm wondering who's going to switch into. He's going to switch into this Manectric, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to break my Focus Sash for this thing. I probably honestly could have done some pretty hefty damage to it, even after the Intimidate. But it's alright. I'm going to switch out into my Dragonite, sponge up this Flamethrower. Now, my special defense wall is my Mega Venusaur, but as it is not Mega yet, I'm not going to switch in on a Flamethrower, so I have to switch into my Dragonite, which is going to sponge that hit up awesomely. That multi-skill. Now that my multi-skill is broken, and I'm still at a high enough HP, I'm thinking, you know what, I can take one hit and go for an Earthquake. No, I cannot take one hit. Had I been at multi-scale range, I probably would have, but yeah, I was just stupid on my bed. So he goes for the Protect here, and I'm thinking, you know what, he's going to go for HP Ice again. I'm going for the Protect and getting up the Toxic Orb, and I don't know why he switches out here. Or, no, wait, he doesn't switch out. I do. I switch out and I go into my Victini. Love this thing. And he goes for straight for the HPS, as I knew he would. My Victini is going to take this like a boss. 20 damage. It's amazing. You know, here he's not sure what I'm gonna go for. He goes for the Protect, which is a smart move. I go for the Blue Flare. I'd run some damage counts against the Manectric, because I know that's one of it's a particular favorite of his. So I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure how much damage that would have been done, and it would have done a fair amount. Switch out into his Florges, which is a smart move, considering Florges is an amazing special wall. Takes that pretty well. It did about 35, and then after leftovers, it's back up to about 30%. I gotta switch out. I'm not gonna be able to do enough damage on this thing to, you know, keep it down from Wish stalling me. So I know he's gonna go for the Wish here, just to keep his HP up. Had I gone for another Blue Flare, take that opportunity to swap in to my Mega Venusaur. So here, I'm predicting that he's gonna either swap out or go for the Protect, so I'm just gonna go for the Mega Evolution Sludge Bomb, because I've got no reason not to. So, my Venusaur Mega Evolves, and can I say that Megasaur is my favorite Mega Pokemon? Mega Evolution, it is my favorite by far. I go for the Leech Seed. I thought I was going to go for the Sludge Bomb. I went for the Leech Seed, going to try and stall out the Florges, but thankfully, since Leech Seed does not affect Grass-type Pokemon, the Magic Bounce doesn't affect me. So I switch out into my Greninja, and, you know, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Honestly, if I'd stayed and gone for a Sludge Bomb, it probably would have worked, but I was fearing the Psychic, and Xatu does actually pack a nice little punch. Not as, you know, competitive as a lot of other Pokemon, but, you know, whatever. I got my Greninja Toxic, and, you know, I can work around this. So, predicting the, you know, I looked at his team, and nothing wanted to switch into an Ice Beam. I could have gone for a Dark Pulse. I was like, you know what, Ice Beam's, you know, still super effective against it, and it hits everything on his team for neutral or better, I believe. But, so I go for the Ice Beam, I take a little bit of toxic damage, and, so I gotta get out of here. You know, not smart for me to stay in on special attacking Pokemon against the Florges, the special wall. He goes for the Moonblast here. You know, this, I think he said after the battle that this was a misclick, and lucky for him, he gets the special attack. I can't switch out here. I have nothing to switch into. I thought about my Gliscor for a moment, but after running some damage calcs, I didn't want to lose 50% of my HP, so I just go straight for the Sludge Bomb, open for a crit. That crit would have taken it out, but he does go for the Wish. Unfortunately for me, he actually does go for the Wish. He gets that leftovers back. I'm still, you know, I'm still rocking in here. Knowing he's going to go for the Protect, however, I've got no reason to go for anything else but the Synthesis. That's right, I do rock the Synthesis, I do rock Leech Seed and Synthesis, which, you know, a lot of people, you know, are a little weird on, but, you know, I just picked what was good for me at the time. This is bred and not genned, so I had to make some choices. So, you know, here, I'm like, okay, he can't do anything to me, he can't Toxic me, I just go for another Sludge Bomb, I can wear him out. I'm not sure if he wants to, you know, pass on a Wish, or get out of here, try and get up. You know, if he decides to go for the Protect and start Wish Stalling me, I'm going to switch out and switch back in, just to get my special attack back up to balance. I switch out here, I go into my Gliscor, I'm risking it now. This is what my original thought was, I'm going to risk it, and he does switch out here, and he does go into his Xatu. He thought he was going to get some damage taken, but that Wish was just, you know, whatever. I go for the knockoff, nothing appreciates a knockoff, do a good clean 45%. I wasn't sure what he was going to go for here, but he does reveal himself to have a Nightshade, which is strange because usually these run like Heat Wave, Psychic or Psyshock, and then Giga Drain along with Roost. So I was a little bit confused here, so he does go. I go for the knockoff again, hoping to get a crit. I don't. He goes for the U-turn, which is another common thing that Xatus usually run, and he switches back in. And here, I'm not sure what he's going into. Had I predicted this and gone for the Earthquake, that would have been a dead Manectric, or almost dead Manectric, and I could have, you know, taken it out with, I probably could have taken it out with something. I go for the Protect. I know he's going to go for the, I thought he was going to go for the HPS. I don't know what he was predicting here. He went for the Thunderbolt. I could have gotten off an Earthquake, which, in retrospect, you know, I shouldn't have risked that. I should not have risked that. I went for the safe play. I had nothing to lose, so I got back up to full HP, and I switch on my Gliscor, and I'm just going straight back into my Victini. Take yet another Human Power Ice, and I take that really well, only 18 damage this time, I believe. He goes for the Protect, predicting my Blue Flare again, or some kind of damaging move, just to scout me out, drain my PP, which is smart on his half since Blue Flare only has 8 PP after 3 PP ups, which is max. I go for the Blue Flare, which of course is going to knock out his Xatu, unfortunately for him, and I am up, I believe, at this point. I've knocked out his Xatu and his Empoleon, so I think I'm up 5-4 at this point. Still got a Tauros, his Manectric, Florges. It might be 3-0. I don't remember at the time. I switched into my Gliscor, predicting a physical move, and he misses. And he goes out into his Gogout. Now, this is what I was predicting earlier. I just go for the knockoff because, of course, nothing appreciates a knockoff. Smart on my hand, and it just doesn't do a lot of damage even with the thing. So this thing is definitely physically defensive. So I go for the Toxic. I gotta stall this thing out. And this thing, the only thing that it can possibly run that does more than just neutral damage on me is Surf, and he just revealed himself. Since he had the big root, I was going to guess that he was going to be a physical with Horn Leash, which that does more than Giga Drain. I don't even know if he can learn Giga Drain. But anyway, so I figured he was going to go for Horn Leash, but since he revealed himself to have the Rock Slide, I knew for a fact that he was physical, and he does reveal himself to have the Horn Leash here, which, you know, had he gotten the big root, this might have, or not had lost the big root, this might have been a little bit different, but eventually I think it probably would have ended up in the same area. I get the Poison Heal back. I've got no reason just not to, you know, start going for Earthquakes, trying to knock this thing out. I go for the Protect, get that little extra turn of poison damage on him, hoping that it would take it out. Luckily, he reveals himself to have the Leech Seed, which would have worked great with the big root. Had I not known he had it and knocked it off. He takes that extra turn of poison damage, but I'm thinking, you know, after this turn I should just go for Earthquake, something. But, you know, it's whatever. I do go for the Earthquake here and hit the Florges. Surprised at the physical bulk of Florges. He took that really well. I'm not sure if this is physical or special invested wall, but or specially invested EV spread, but it protects it really, really well. He goes for the protect, of course. He's got no reason not to, just to get that extra turn of leftovers. Smart on his part. I'm at max HP. I can take at least any one hit. I think max damage on me would be 50% against Fortress that isn't a specially attacking invested Pokemon. Unfortunately for me, that crit, I don't think, honestly, I ran some calcs after and that crit did not matter. Fortunately, that crit did not matter for me. He goes into the Manectric, and after the Intimidate, that's definitely not going to help me. I got to get out of here. No point in going for Protect since I'm at full HP. I swap into my Venusaur to take the incoming HP Ice. Since I've got thick fat, this is pretty much just neutral damage to me, and I eat that up. I believe that is 24 damage. He goes through the Flamethrower, which is a little bit harder. And I'm like, I know I can eat this up. I can at least get a Sludge Bomb off, go for the Synthesis. The next turn, then go for another Sludge Bomb before my Venusaur gets knocked out. But he does get the poison after that, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going a lot well. And I ate that Flamethrower up a lot better than I thought it did. So again, I've got no reason to just start spamming Sludge Bomb. I can't use Energy Ball since that Go-Goat around because I don't want him to get the Sap Sipper against my Venusaur. So for me, he goes back out into his Manectric, and I don't know why he had swapped out. He honestly would have been better off getting just keeping us stacking off his Manectric, in my opinion, getting the Tauros, because later you'll see that Tauros is really instrumental. Well, just for the voice crack here, leaving a little parched. Have a little bit of water here. Anyway, I go for the Protect, predicting the HP Ice. He goes for the Thunderbolt again. Pretty sure he was probably predicting my Victini, and it's, whatever for me. I switch back out. He's got to go for an attacking move. I go into my Venusaur. I know I can take another one move, and I'm pretty sure he just goes for the Thunderbolt, predicting my Venusaur, which is smart on his part, but it doesn't do nearly enough, and a Flamethrower would have done more at this point. But the Toxic Damage takes out his Mega Manectric at the end of the turn, and that is a 5-2 currently, I believe. He's got his Tauros and Go-Goat left. This Tauros could have wrecked my team. If he knocked down my Gliscor. That Zen Headbutt did way too much. Way too much. I go for the Synthesis, and I'm thinking, he was probably going to go for a Rock Climb or something. I got taken, it would have been about 40%. It would have been up 10% higher than it would have been. Smart on my part. He switches out. Just Go-Goat predicting a Grass type move. I go for the Leech Seed. I'm going to, try and get a little bit of HP back for my next Pokemon, but he switches out and gets the Sap Sipper, so he does end up getting the Sap Sipper on me, but I've got no reason here not to go for the Sludge Bomb. I know I'm going to outspeed the Go-Goat since its base speed is, I think, 67. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 67. It's fairly slow. Got a nice HP stat, though. Out comes the Tauros once again. He goes for the Rock Climb, and this does a heck of a lot of damage. That did way too much for me. I go for the Sludge Bomb, and that does finally finish off the Tauros. And that is actually a pretty tight game, even though it ended up in a 5-0 victory for me. So guys, if you enjoyed this battle, feel free to leave a like or comment down in the comment sections below. My Facebook and Twitter are going to be in the description. If you want to battle me, hit me up on Twitter. With that being said, guys, I will see you later.